Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara, or Lara Likes Mascara, and today is an update. This is an update on my 22 in 2022 series. So basically at the beginning of the year, I selected 22 products, not even intentionally. It just worked out to be exactly 22 products that I wanted to finish in the year 2022. And so I did an update. I can't remember if I've done 2 updates or 1 update. I either did one like after the first quarter and then after the second quarter, like halfway through the year, or I just did one halfway through the year. I'm not sure. But today I am doing the third quarter update. So basically after this update, the next update will be the last one, where at the end of the year, I'll be like, this is what I managed to finish and this is what I did not. So this is kind of adjacent to my project pan. So I have a project pan and a graveyard project pan in which I give specific updates every month or two about how I'm doing with finishing those products, because some of these products are actually in my projects, but this is more like a year-long update of how I've been getting on with those goals to finish those products. Because I found that the best way to actually finish makeup is to specifically tell myself that I'm going to finish something. So usually that involves telling YouTube, okay, this is my goal for the year. If you don't know, I have been on a makeup no-buy / low-buy for the past 4 years now. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. Okay, not quite 4 years, but it's been a while, and I still have some hangers on. I still have some products from back in the day that I just want to finish off, but my preferred way of getting rid of products is by panning them. So enough of all this, let's just get into what I actually managed to finish this time. I won't be talking about every single product just because some things I actually did manage to finish in the first half of the year, so I covered what I finished in my last update. I'll link that below if you are curious. But yeah, let's talk about how the past 3 months have gone. There are a couple things that I started out the year out thinking, oh, this will be easy, I'll have this out within the year, no problem. Unfortunately, it's never the case. The things that you expect to finish first inevitably are not. So this is the Becca Duo Primer and Foundation. And I can tell that I don't have very much left, especially with the foundation. This is all air. But I don't know how little, because whenever I use it, the stuff comes out. It's not even a struggle to get it out, but I know that it's getting down there. Whereas with the primer, I use far less primer than I use foundation, and I also don't use primer every single time that I use foundation. So I think this will take quite a bit longer. I really need to push myself to use this every time I wear foundation, but I have this suspicion that it's breaking me out. I don't know. Nowadays, I only use this on my forehead because that's where, I have the most real estate that gets shiny. This is the foundation I use almost every day, but I always mix it. I always mix it with another foundation, so that's why it's taking a bit longer than I expected. It's way too matte. Now that's just not my preference anymore. As much as I do like this foundation, it's a great color match. It's a really good foundation. I just don't love that complete matte look anymore. But I'm really, really hoping by the end of the year I'll be able to get these out. Or at least the foundation. But we'll see. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I think those are the 2 that I'm the most sort of disappointed about not having finished. But I think I've done well in other areas. So this is the Laura Mercier powder. I for sure will have this done by next update. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see how little is left, but I expect within about 2 weeks, this will be done. We really don't have very much left in here, which I'm super happy about because it does not smell great. This has passed its best before date. It's still a great product, does a great job at mattifying my face, but it's time to get her out. I have other powders to be working on. But mark my words, next time I will have good news about this. Let's throw in something that I actually have finished, because this one is super exciting. I haven't shared this on Instagram yet or in any project pans or anything. So this is the first that you will be seeing that I have entirely finished this brow kit. At the beginning of the year, I had 1 shade there and 1 shade there. So I had 2 left. At my last update, I let you know that I had finished 1. And so I just had that 1 left. That was the cream shade. I had finished both of the brow colors. And now I finished the sort of brow bone highlight shade. I finished this whole set. This is potentially the most exciting thing that I finished because it's like 3 different things. Like I've just been working on this for so long, probably since back in 2020. So 2 years of consistent use. Like I never put this away for a while and brought it back in. I was consistently using this product. So great news about that. I'm very happy to have finished this. Yeah, good job me. Okay, something else that I haven't finished yet. We have the Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator from NYX. I've been enjoying this a lot. I don't regret putting this into the project. Like sometimes when you do that, then you resent having to use it, but I've really enjoyed this. And I know that there's less and less left. So I'm squeezing as much as I can here. Let's see. There we go. So there's really not too much left, but because it's a highlight, obviously you don't use, you know, a ton. It's not as much as foundation or concealer. And so this probably will take until the end of the year, but I'm optimistic. I think that I might be able to get this out by the end of the year. So I'm happy about my progress there. Okay, this is another update that is semi-exciting, but is not finished. Obviously, this is a blush. This is in my project pan, and it feels like it's going very slowly, but I think that there is quite a bit of progress, at least since my last project pan update. I am rotating between 3 blushes, so, you know, I'm not using this every single day. Like in the past when I've project pan blushes, I use them every single day. That's not happening for this. I probably use this maybe 3 days a week, which I would like to step up, and I will do that after my graveyard project pan because that will end at the end of October. So hopefully for at least November and December, I will be able to get a lot of use out of this. But yeah, not done yet. I'm really hoping I'll get this out this year. Because for a while, I was like, I don't know if I want to pan this. I like this color so much. But at this point, I'm like, I've worked so hard on it. I want to get that satisfaction. I want to finish this. I want it out. Okay, I literally just watched my update, my last update of which products I finished. I watched the video like 2 days ago, and I already can't remember which things I had announced last time. So let's just do a quick recap. This is the NYC bronzer. I showed this in project pan and in my empties a while back, so this is not quite news, but I'm not sure if I announced it in my last update of this series. So there we go. I finished a bronzer. Great job me. Very excited about that. I haven't finished very many bronzers in my life, so big news. It's funny because in my project pan, I feel like whenever I finish something, I bring something new in. So it's not like the number of products change, but now because I'm finishing more and more with every update, obviously there's fewer things to talk about. So that's kind of nice. Okay, then we have these 2 e.l.f. things that I finished. This is the oil blotting sheets, which I actually have another pack. So I don't think I decided if I wanted to finish both packs before the end of the year or just one, but anyways, I finished one of them and I'm counting that as good. I'm gonna say that that's what I intended. And then this is the e.l.f. shimmer sheets. There was 20 in here, and I mean, I had these for so long and I really just needed to finish them off because it's so much easier to finish like individually packaged blushes than it is to finish like a powder blush, obviously. So really glad to have that out and that my blushes will be going down by 1 this year. Okay, I can never find my Bite Lippy. I think the one that I included in this was like the lipstick, like the shorter one, but this was the only one I can find, and I feel like I'm missing that other one all the time. Like it's probably in some bag or something, but I don't know why I do that because I don't reach for it that much. But this is a different Bite Lippy, so I'm just going to talk about my progress here instead. And I actually have had some progress. You can see that it's like, you know, it's down there, but because this is such a creamy formula, you actually use quite a bit every single time that you use it. Like I wouldn't be surprised if I was tracking my usage of this on like a piece of paper, if after one use I would actually see like a very small change. Yeah, so there's not a ton left, but I do quite enjoy this. It is what I'm wearing today, and so I'm not in any rush to finish it off. But, you know, Bite is a more sustainable / clean brand, and so I think they go bad quicker than other lipsticks, so I should try to put in more of an effort to use this more, especially as it is in the fall, and that is when you wear colors like this. Okay, let's talk about some things that I have finished. This one I definitely definitely. I don't think I had mentioned in my last update. So this is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I finally finished this. You can't get everything out of it. As you can see, there is, you know, a little bit of concealer still around the edges, but there's just nothing you can do about that. I will not be repurchasing this. Even if MAC was cruelty-free, I'm over this really, really thick matte look, as I mentioned earlier. But I'm just happy to have this out because concealer is not something that I'm like super excited or passionate about, so I really don't need very many in my collection at all, and that's something that I think makes sense to change regularly as my makeup preferences change. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. Honestly, I don't find setting spray to be that integral a part of my face routine. I don't know. What I should do is compare, like do it on one side and not the other and see if there's any change, because actually that's what I'm doing right now with the NYX glitter primer. I mentioned in my video where I talked about products that I regretted buying, my impulse purchases, that I was actually not very impressed by the glitter primer, even though I got it on Sarah Rose's recommendation. And so many of you said that you love that glitter primer and that I should just try it out a bit more. So today I put it on this eye and not this one to see if I could tell a difference. And I actually can. You guys were right. I don't think I would be able to tell a difference if I use it on both eyes and did my makeup and then the next day forgot to use it. Like from one day to the next, I don't think I could. You know, it's not, like it makes a difference, but it's not that noticeable. But for sure today you can tell that this eye, it does have more shimmer and even the color shows through a little bit more. So yeah, I'm glad that I did that and I will be trying to incorporate it more into my routine. That has nothing to do with this, but I'm basically saying I should try to use setting spray on one side of my face and not the other, because really I didn't feel like I got very much out of this. Okay, this product, this is the one thing in this video that like I never had a chance of finishing. I don't know why I put it in. This is kind of like if you watch my channel in 2021 and even like the end of 2020, there was a deodorant that I was trying to force myself to finish by putting it in my project pan, and eventually I had to be like, Lara, like you are never reaching for this deodorant. Like maybe once a week, once every couple of weeks. Like I was just never reaching for it, and putting in the project wasn't working. Like for most things, if I put them in a project, it incentivizes myself to use it, but that for whatever reason wasn't working for this deodorant. Well, I know why. I hated that thing, and I could only use it when I like wasn't going out of the house because it smelled so bad. Anyways, that's this for this year. I don't know why I stuck it in here. That must have been, you know, me being like, well, if I put it in, then that'll make me use it. Alas, that has not worked. I have not used this. I reach for this maybe once every 2 months. So yeah, sorry. I have no update. Look, there's a little bit of air in the tube. I don't know if you can see that. So it's not like I've made no progress since the beginning of the year, but I've made very, very minimal progress, and I'm just embarrassed that this is in the project. But at this point, I can't take it out now. Like, you know, it's these are products that I set at the very beginning of the year, and I told myself I was going to try to finish. So I got to be honest with you, I never reached for it. But hey, if there's one thing out of 22 that I don't ever use, then that's not terrible. So I'm gonna make my peace with that. The last section of this video is mascaras. So actually 5 of the things that I wanted to finish in 2022 were mascaras, because I got a lot of mascaras. At the beginning of 2022, actually at the very, very beginning of the project, I actually already finished one of the mascaras. So that was great. That was much earlier than expected. And unfortunately, since then, I have still been left with the remaining 4 mascaras. I haven't finished any of them yet. But I think that 2 of them are well on their way out. So let's talk about those ones first. This is the Naturelux Mousse Mascara from CoverGirl. Extremely old, but I only use it on my eyebrows. I actually use this as a brow gel because like it is black, but because there's so little product left, it actually works well. Like this is what I'm wearing in my brows today. I actually haven't used anything except this in months now. Like I've maybe reached for my Merit brow gel once in the past 3 months, just because I'm really, really trying to finish this. I think I have added contact solution once or twice already, so that is sort of a marker of how much time is left. And every time I use it, it's like a little bit less. So honestly, I'm hoping that by the end of October, I will have this completely done, which is great because I know people talk about how easy it is to finish mascaras, and you know, if you only use one, then you'll be done it within 2 months. Y'all, I have used this every single day that I have worn makeup. Even some days where I don't wear makeup and I just curl my lashes and put in a bit of brow gel. Since, I don't know, like probably May. It's been 6 months, okay? And y'all are telling me that if I use one mascara, I'll have it finished in 3 months. That is not the case. Okay, just believe me. I'm doing my best out here. But yeah, end of the year. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. This one is the Mega Plush Volume Express Waterproof, and this is one that honestly I am wanting to get rid of at this point because I'm just so underwhelmed by what it does for my lashes because there is so little product left. So this one as well, I have added contact solution to, and this never was a super intense mascara. It was one that I used for like more natural days, but now when I use it, I always have to go in with a second mascara to make my lashes look the way I want them because this just isn't enough on its own. So I think, yeah, by the end of October, I want both of these done. I want them out. So that'll be great news. This is the Supersizer Waterproof Mascara, again from CoverGirl. I used to love this one. The wand is so strange though, which I really used to like, but now because there's not that much product left, it just is very underwhelming when I do use it. So this is another one that I'll probably be adding contact solution to it too to try to revive it, but I think I could finish this by the end of the year. I think I could. I didn't have this in my makeup bag for a while. I just reached for it again in the past week or so. And yeah, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. This is the Clinique Lash Doubling Mascara. This is actually a mini, and yet this is the one I feel like I have made the least progress on because it's not waterproof. So I don't reach for it every day. Like if I'm going out in the world, I don't wear non-waterproof mascara because then my lashes fall. So I only wear this if I'm at home, and somehow it's a mini and it's lasted for so long. So this one I don't know if I will have finished, but those other three I think I could get them done by the end of the year. Well, I've said that I think I could finish it for like most products, so let me instead recap the ones that I don't think I will have finished. Okay, I just pulled together the things that I think I have the least likelihood of finishing by the end of the year, and there's only 5, so that's pretty good. If I finish 17 out of 22, damn, like I should do this every year. I should set 20-ish products for myself to finish by the end of the year and then see how it goes, because I think that's pretty impressive. Even if I only finish 17 products in a year, like that's a lot. I don't think that I brought 17. I hope I didn't bring 17 new items in this year. So, you know, we're going down rather than going up. Okay, so first, this primer. I think it's possible, but I think it's unlikely. Depends how dedicated I feel like being, and it depends if this breaks me out, because, you know, I'm not going to want to use it if it does that. The next one, well, okay, this is actually the least likely. There's no way that this is getting finished this year. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. I regret putting this in the project in the first place. I keep calling this a project. It's not a project. It's just, I don't know what to call it if not a project, but I feel like it's not the same as a project pan. The next is this mascara, just given that I have other ones that I'm going to be working on and that this is not waterproof, I don't think it's likely. I think I could make some progress on it, but I have so many mascaras. That's the problem here, ultimately. The next one is this Bite Lippy. I think that this is possible. Like I showed you how much was left, and it's not a ton considering that every time I use it, it makes a difference, but I just don't reach for this kind of product a ton. Even when I'm going out, I tend to wear a nude lip more, maybe a red, but yeah, it seems unlikely. And then this one I actually think it might be possible to finish by the end of the year, but it depends how I'm feeling, if I want to be reaching for this every day. If I did, then I would finish it, but I don't really think that's very likely. So those are the 5 things that I don't think I will finish, but I think by the next update, all other 17 products here, I will be done. So let me know what you think. Leave your bets down below about how many things you think I will have remaining at the very end of 2022. Do you think I will get all 22? Do you think I will finish 15 out of 22? Like, what's your guess? I'd love to hear. That's gonna be it for today's video. But of course, let's talk about a book that I have been reading lately. Okay, so this is called How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accents by Julia Alvarez. Look at this cover. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I didn't realize that this was a Penguin book, or like a Penguin classic. What do they call it? Like, just look at it. Stunning. This came out in 2005, and I'm enjoying it, but I might not finish it right now because sort of at the past 6 or so months, I've started seeing my reading as more seasonal. So my library holds list is way too long, and to work through that, I decided to read specific kinds of books in each season. And I got this out in August because I thought that I would be able to read it in the summer. I didn't end up having time to read this before TIFF, and then of course during TIFF I didn't read at all, and then it sort of set my reading back a while, and everything was just a little bit delayed. So I didn't get around to reading this until like a month and a half after I had planned to, and now I'm not really feeling... Oh, I should say what it's about. It's about a family from Dominican Republic who moves to New York City. It's a family story. There's some romance elements in there. So it's interesting, it's well written, but I don't want to be reading like family stories or romance right now. It's fall. I want to be reading like creepy books, mysteries, more just something darker. And this to me feels much more like a summer book. So I'm considering sending it back to the library and trying to take it out in June or whatever next year, because I don't know. Yeah, I'm just not really in the mood to reach for this, and I'm kind of dreading reading it, even though I am enjoying it. I just want to get onto my like gothic mysteries, you know? So let me know what you would do in my case. But I would recommend it if that sounds interesting to you. It's a good book. It's just not in the right season of life for me. Side note, I have something very exciting reading related coming soon, so I'll definitely be announcing that shortly. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!